In 1985, I was divorced with two young sons, and I'd been estranged and out of touch with my childhood family for about 12 years. I was lonely, and when my brother Frankie contacted me, I was ready to reconnect with someone from my childhood. Frankie was in prison and needed a place to parole to, and me? I needed family support and companionship. I decided that I would visit him in prison in Waupun, Wisconsin, before I committed to letting him come and stay with me. We hadn't seen each other for several years, and I wanted to be sure I was making the right decision.
What have you been doing all this time? I know you said you and Joe broke up. What happened? He slapped you around?
No, not really. I woke up one day and I tried to picture myself growing old with him when the kids were out of the house, and I couldn't picture it. I realized not only didn't I love the guy anymore, I didn't really like him much either.
Well, he never was too fond of me.
That's an understatement. I don't want to talk about him. Let's talk about you. What have you been doing all these years we've been apart besides committing crimes? Still married?
You could say that. Not together anymore, though. We just haven't done the whole divorce thing. I guess we will someday if Belinda ever wants to marry somebody.
Well, what about your son, Eric? Does he visit you?
No. Belinda doesn't want him to see me in here. I can't really blame her.
So, Frank, what exactly are you in here for?
Well, this and that.
This and that. What? Come on, I'm your sister. If you're gonna live with me, we gotta be honest with each other.
Well, it's a long story, but basically I'm in here for theft and drug charges.
What'd you steal?
We hit a jewelry salesman.
You hit him?
Jeez, no, what planet are you from? We stole his jewelry. They carry stuff from store to store.
So who's we?
My partners. I can't tell you who they are, though, because then I'd have to kill you.
Very funny. So, Frank, you sure you want to try to go straight? You wouldn't try to steal from me, would you? Not that I have any money anyway.
Oh, come on, sis. I never do that to you.
You kind of have a history of sticky fingers. I remember when we were little, you used to steal all the big change out of my piggy bank and leave me with only the pennies.
That was just kid stuff.
Okay, so when was the first time you actually stole something? Not counting my piggy bank change.
I know what you remember.
What I remember.
Remember when you were home and the police came? Remember a big black cop? You were there alone. You were babysitting.
No, why'd the cop come?
Because the house next door got broken into, remember?
No, I don't remember that.
Oh, sure you do. Marty's girlfriend Nora was living across the street, and the people next door got their house broken into.
Well, how old were you?
Oh, pretty young. I was watching their dogs, and I found the door between the house and the garage open, so I let myself in, looked around, checked it out, and along the way I got these, there's the little blonde-haired girl lived across the street. Like, here's our house, and then the neighbors, and then the little blonde-haired girl. So, her and me, some of the guys, some of the girl, we went in there, we partied, and we drank.
How old were you, though?
Oh, pretty young, 12 or something. But the grandmother came home. We were all up in the master bedroom.
Wait, and I was babysitting you. I don't remember that.
Yeah. Later that night, it was after the fact.
Okay, so then the cop came. Then what happened?
No, let me finish though. So the old lady came, the old German lady. She said, "Who's up there? Who's up there? Don't come down and coming up." She had an accent, and so everybody else hid in the adjoining bathroom with the door closed. And then when she came into the room, they all ran downstairs. And since I thought she'd know me, I hid under the bed,
Well, how'd you get out then?
Well, after she ran after him, I went out the kitchen door, got on my bike, and drove around like I didn't do nothing,
So how'd the cop come to our house then?
That little blonde-haired girl told everything.
Gotta watch out for those girls, huh?
She was the only white-haired kind of blonde in the neighborhood. She was pretty identifiable. The old lady knew her.
Okay, so then what happened?
Dad had to pay for the booze we drank.
And that was it, though? You didn't get arrested?
Nope.
So what did you like about it when you did it?
What?
When you first did it, the home invasion. Was it just for the fun?
Home invasion? It's not a home invasion.
So what do you call it?
A home invasion
Excuse me.
is when you go into a house where there's somebody at. If they're still there, that's a home invasion.
Okay.
And if they're not, then it's just a burglary.
So which is better? Which is the better thing?
Burglary.
Burglary is better.
Home invasions carry more time, yeah.
And it kind of makes me nervous that you know so much about which carries more time.
Don't worry, sis. My head's on straighter now. You don't have to worry about that stuff with me. But know, we should probably change the subject. Not a very good conversation for in here, you know?
Okay, new subject. You don't know your out date yet, but how much time is left on your sentence?
5 months. Man, I can't wait to get out of here. So, sis, you haven't changed your mind about letting me stay with you for a while? I mean, just till I get something going for myself. I'll pay it back.
No, don't worry about paying me back. I do need to know what your plans are, Frank. I mean, what do you plan on doing when you get out of here?
I don't know. Get a job, get a place of my own, get laid. Not necessarily in that order.
But how do you stand it, though? Being here, being locked up.
I don't know. Just deal with it. Getting kind of old, though, you know. I don't want to come back here again. This time I'm staying out.
I hope so. I want to help you. It'll be good for both of us. I know I haven't always been the best sister.
Sure you have.
No, I haven't. It was hard when I was married to Joe. He was so freaked out that first time you were in jail, and I was always so mean to you when we were little. Of course, that's because you were a brat and a big tattletale.
Me?
Yes, you. Don't you remember? You would beg me not to tell on you, and I'd fall for it and say, okay. And as soon as I did something, you would run to Mom. Mom, Donna did this, Donna did that.
That was me, Frankie the Snitch. You always did fall for my line, didn't you?
He was right. I was always a sucker for those sad baby blue eyes, even when we were kids. By the way, as I predicted, the parole officer showed up at my door unannounced on a Saturday morning just as I was toweling off after a shower and before I had managed to do any cleaning. Turns out it didn't matter, because I guess the PO figured I seemed normal enough to give my brother a good start. Frankie was paroled in the spring of 1986, and he moved in with me. Almost 12 years later, on December 3rd, 1997, Frankie died of a heroin overdose in a hotel room in San Francisco. So what happened? That is a long story.
Relatively Criminal is available on Amazon.com.